G'day legends, Christmas is just around the corner. How good. Now, over the years on my gaming channel, I've made a fair few Christmas videos, but it is finally time to make a movie related one on this channel. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you my personal top 12 best Christmas movies of all time. Coming in at number 12, we have the classic Die Hard. The fact that this can be classified as a Christmas movie when it's actually an action or a thriller film was a big running joke back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I mean like peak of Facebook memes in like 2016. NYPD cop John McClane's plan to reconcile with his estranged wife is thrown for a serious loop when, minutes after he arrives at her office, the entire building is overtaken by a group of terrorists. Now, I did watch this movie for the first time when I had COVID, so I might have even been a little bit harsh with my rating, but I still enjoy this film. Let's be real though, Christmas doesn't really play a big role in this movie, but for a running gag, this is a good movie to have on this list, and an all-time classic. Now, for number 11, 10, 9, and 8, we have 4 episodes of Doctor Who. You're probably going, wait a second, isn't this a list for Christmas movies? And to that, I'll say technically they're Christmas specials, they're not episodes. Some of them did actually play in cinemas, and they're also on Letterboxd, so they're sort of movies in my books, guys. Cut me a bit of slack here. These were a huge part of my childhood, guys. I always associate them with Christmas, and they're really, really special to me. I always remember as well how I had to make sure that I was on my best behavior, or otherwise my parents were not going to let me stay up past my bedtime to watch them on TV. I do also genuinely believe that you can watch any of these as like a standalone kind of mini movie. Even if you've never seen any Doctor Who, you can still enjoy them. But if you're not interested in Doctor Who and you just want to see some more actual Christmas movies, you can just skip a little bit ahead, and I get into a few more just after these ones. So the first is 2017's Christmas special, Twice Upon a Time. This was Peter Capaldi's last episode as the Doctor, and also features legendary actor David Bradley portraying the first incarnation of the Doctor. For those of you who don't know, every time the Doctor dies, he regenerates his face and sort of like turns into a new person. David Bradley, you might know him as Filch from the Harry Potter movies. He's always a joy to watch on screen. So, as the 12th Doctor nears regeneration, he stumbles on his first incarnation, also refusing to change. This episode features a really nice depiction of the famous World War I Christmas story where they stopped fighting on Christmas Day and Christmas Day alone to play a game of football. This is a beautiful, true Christmas story combined with the time-traveling science fiction elements of Doctor Who, and that's why I think this is an episode for everyone. For number 10, it's the 2005 Christmas special, The Christmas Invasion. I would have only been about 6 years old when this came out, but I'll always remember it for having a killer Christmas tree. And when I say killer Christmas tree, I don't mean a good Christmas tree, I mean a Christmas tree that would murder you. That blew my mind as a little kid and just continued to cement Doctor Who as one of my favorite shows. Apart from that though, I love how this episode and a lot of the episodes in this era of Doctor Who are much more grounded in what feels like everyday urban British life. Something I think the new era of the show really misses. Rose and her family are great characters. It's the first episode with David Tennant, who's a huge fan favorite. And for anyone, again, who's new to Doctor Who, it also just has a fun alien attack on Earth plot that anyone can enjoy. There's also a great scene here, which I'll always remember, where these evil Santas start using their trumpets as flamethrowers. If If that doesn't make you want to watch this episode, I don't know what will. For number 9, we have the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. It's similar to above, except it features Catherine Tate, who's a phenomenal actress and comedian. She just brings so much charisma and fun to her role, and there's a reason why she's a fan favorite amongst Whovians. I like how this episode tackles the 10th Doctor feeling pretty depressed during Christmas, and I do think that that's a poignant and, yes, a bit abstract, but still meaningful depiction of how some people would be feeling at Christmas, remembering people that they've lost or feeling alone. That's an important thing to remember. And also, guys, it's got another great Christmas alien attack plot, which I think anyone can watch this episode and enjoy, even if you haven't seen any Doctor Who before. For number 8, we have 2009's Christmas special, The End of Time. The Doctor now faces his destiny as his home planet and old foe appear. This one you're probably going to appreciate a bit more if you're actually a Doctor Who fan, so I won't speak too long on it, but it has the brilliant John Sims as well as the extremely likable late Bernard Cribbins, features an acting masterclass from David Tennant, and the scene where John Sims gets duplicated onto every human body on Earth is something pretty unique to Doctor Who. Oh yeah, and of course this does take place at Christmas, so it's technically a Christmas film, which is why it's on this list. Guys, thank you for sticking through that, especially if you're not a Doctor Who fan. So now we're moving on to some more traditional Christmas films. One of these I reckon you might not have heard of, but it is a great movie. At number 7, we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, I haven't actually watched this movie for years, but it is a childhood classic for me, and I'm sure many of you will have the same feeling. The story is just an absolute classic, and Jim Carrey's performance here is so memorable. It's really one for the ages. I kind of remember this being a little creepy as well, and a lot of Letterboxd reviews say that, but I think that just adds to the uniqueness of this movie, and I can't wait to rewatch it again one day. At number 6, we have, another TV show episode, but stay with me, guys. This one is awesome. We have Black Mirror White Christmas, which was a brilliant Black Mirror Christmas themed special. I don't remember too much of it, but I just remember this being really, really good and covering some heavy themes in a cool way, especially the whole blocked concept and the scary reality that blocking someone could look like in future. To be honest, guys, I don't really remember how this connects to Christmas, but I do remember it just being really, really good. And that 4.1 Letterboxd average rating, guys, that doesn't lie. Unless the movie is Persona, Grey Gardens, or The Master. Those average ratings, they definitely do lie, and they're very wrong in my books. At number 5, we actually have a documentary, 'Tis the Season, The Holidays on Screen. Now, at this point in the video, you might have already gathered I'm maybe not exactly the expert in Christmas movies. I haven't watched a heap of them, or a lot of them I've maybe watched in fragments and have a few memories of from when I was a kid. So guys, if you do have any Christmas movie recommendations, movies that you think I have to watch, please drop them down below in the comments. Speaking of movie recommendations, this documentary is great for that. It interviews some big celebrity names like Tom Hanks, Rami Malek, Vince Gilligan, and covers a wide range of different Christmas-related movies and TV shows, and shows a lot of the best or most memorable scenes from these movies. It's a really easy and relaxed watch. Great for some Christmas movie recommendations. At number 4, we have The Night Before. Now, this is a movie that I think is largely forgotten, but it has a huge cast with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie. That is massive. In New York City, for their annual tradition of Christmas Eve debauchery, 3 lifelong best friends set out to find the holy grail of Christmas parties, since their yearly reunion might be coming to an end. This movie's kinda like The Hangover, but with a Christmas Seth Rogen flavor. I watched this in cinemas when it came out in 2015, and I just remember having a great time with it. Got some good gags, some fun, wacky concepts. If you like any of the James Franco, Seth Rogen comedies like Superbad, Pineapple Express, This Is the End, or The Interview, this movie is definitely worth checking out. At number 3, we have The Polar Express. This is another classic, guys, and I'm guessing everyone watching this video probably knows what it's about. But I'm gonna give you the logline anyway, guys. When a doubting young boy takes an extraordinary train ride to the North Pole, he embarks on a journey of self-discovery that shows him that the wonder of life never fades for those who believe. Everyone talks about this movie for how creepy and kind of weird the animation is. The word Uncanny Valley gets thrown around a lot when people talk about this. My personal take on it is I remember watching this back in school in 2006 and having genuine debates with my friends at the time going,
is that animation or is that real people?
And I'm pretty sure all of us agreed and believed that it was real actors until we kind of figured out in the third act, oh wait a second, this is actually animated. So as like 7-year-old kids, this movie fooled us. For me, it's a fun movie that I have good memories of, and you know what? One day, I'm keen to get around to revisiting it. For number 2, we have Love Actually. Look guys, I don't think I actually need to say anything about this one. Everyone who likes Christmas movies or rom-com movies has seen this one. It's an absolute classic, and yes, I think it's pretty good. That opening airport montage is just a genuine all-time scene, and this movie deserves to be remembered because of moments like that. And coming in at number 1, my favorite Christmas movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey has spent his entire life giving to the people of Bedford Falls. All that prevents rich skinflint Mr. Potter from taking over the entire town is George's modest building and loan company. But on Christmas Eve, the business's $8,000 is lost and George's troubles begin. You might even just know this from being parodied on The Simpsons, but man, if there's ever a movie that personifies the true spirit of Christmas, it's this, guys. Family and community are really strong themes here, and it's just remarkable how timeless this is for a movie made in 1946. The storyline is really ambitious for the time, exploring an alternate timeline and the butterfly effect. James Stewart has to be up there with the all-time best Hollywood actors, and he's an absolute joy to watch on screen. The ending to this movie, guys, it makes me tear up every single time. This is a beautiful, beautiful film that belongs at the top of every single Christmas movie list, in my opinion, and I'm so lucky and so fortunate that I have some great memories watching it with my family. And guys, most importantly, I think that the movie really captures the Christmas spirit.